Well, an exciting announcement this evening from RT.
Governor Romney and I, we both agree.
We agree. We ought to bring the tax rates down.
I felt the same as the president did.
Governor Romney, I'm glad that you agree.
But let's come back to something the president and I agree on.
And the two of you agree that the voters have a choice between the two of you.
Wondering who to vote for when Romney and Obama agree on so many things? Remember, you do have other options come November 6th. Tune in to see the second round of debates between the major third-party candidates on October 30th.
Yes, you heard correctly. RT will be hosting the second third-party debate next week on Tuesday. The participants will be Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson and Green Party candidate Jill Stein. RT was one of the only news outlets to air the first third-party debate in full on Tuesday. Now, we are hosting the second round. This time, the focus is on foreign policy. RT producer Adriana Ucero joins me now for more.
Hey,
Adriana,
hey.
It was nice. We had that little pre-party panel prior to the debate.
Yes, it was nice. It was fun.
There.
Yeah, it was good.
So now we have the second one in the works. What can we expect this time?
It's interesting. As you just, you pointed out, it'll be just on foreign policy, and you'll likely see something completely different than what you saw back this Monday during the Republican Democratic presidential debates. You will likely see several issues that weren't touched there. Anything from drones, troop withdrawal, NDAA, well, those were touched upon, but not any sort of, difference. So Patriot Act, military-industrial complex, Guantanamo Bay, all of these things that a lot of people care about, you'll probably hear all about that next Tuesday.
All right, a little bit of a change, or kind of a big change. Last time there were 4 podiums. This time it's down to 2. How did that work out?
Just 2. Free and equal elections decided, that they would have sort of a runoff, so like a little pre-vote to, the debate. So only the top, vote getters would get to the second round. So second round will be just, Gary Johnson and Jill Stein. So just, that face-off, which will be very, very interesting to watch, for sure.
And I know that we kind of took our own official poll in the office, and those were the 2 winners.
And we were right on the money.
We were
Fancy
right.
that, right? Fancy that.
All right. So based on the first debate, it seems like there is a lot of interest just based on the feedback and the response. And
it was all been positive. And, it is to be said that, it's sort of a no-brainer to have it here at RT, just because, you have to look at the things that we cover, which are pretty much the things that are not seen in the mainstream, the things that people care about, everything from privacy to nuanced approach to foreign policy, all of these things. And it just makes sense. So I think everyone here is very, very excited. I know I am. I'm sure you are too. So we're very much looking forward to this. It's going to be good. And I hope everyone tunes in just like they did last time around to, really check it out.
All right. So foreign policy is the focus this time.
Yes.
Domestic policy, do you think that'll make it in there?
Only if it does, which it likely won't. It'll only be, I think, in terms of, reducing either, I think, military-industrial complex. So you'll talk about spending, likely. That's something that, Gary Johnson and Jill Stein both agree on, but fundamentally because of different issues. One, because one is a pacifist. The other one wants government out of spending cut as much as possible. So it's very, very interesting. They'll both have very different ways of getting to that same goal. So it'll be very interesting to watch. Also, you will see, these candidates very much disagree with the status quo, something that you will not see anywhere else. So I encourage everyone to be able to come in and watch.
All right. Well, we are just 2 weeks now away from the election.
It's getting down to the wire.
The presidential election.
It's getting down to the wire, absolutely.
And, at this point, neither of these candidates are likely to, they're not part of the they're the third party. So for those that are, well, why should people tune in? Why is it important to tune in and hear what they have to say?
I mean, it's important to watch and see just a different point of view. There have been even hints of that on the mainstream media channels. There were some people that did cover it, obviously after the fact, not the same day as we did, and did say, hey, these are actual, all these arguments, all of these things, they have validity to them. They are valid arguments that aren't necessarily discussed, not because they shouldn't be, just because they're a little unpopular. And at the end of the day, all of these things have to make it in some way, shape, or form into the national conversation, into the national narrative. And that's a reason to come and watch. Even if you don't plan on voting third party, even if you live in a battleground state and you are hell-bent on, voting either Republican or Democrat, you still need to tune in, still need to watch, just so you can see just a difference of opinion. And maybe somehow all of these things might make it to the mainstream. Maybe not this election cycle, maybe the next, maybe coming up. Who knows?
Right. There's a lot of debate as to whether or not a vote on one of these candidates, a third-party candidate, would be a wasted vote. But whether or not, however you look at it, they bring up a lot of very important points that aren't brought up in the main presidential debate. So definitely worth watching.
Absolutely, and come watch here. That's the important part. I'm very excited, right?
Really exciting.
I know I'm looking forward to next Tuesday. It's going to be a long day, but it'll be good.
It is. It'll be well worth it, and I'm looking forward to it. That was RT producer Adriano Usero.